How's it going? I'm super excited to be filming again and posting again. It's been so long since I've posted a video, and even longer since I've posted like a home update. So I have tons to share with you guys. I would say the biggest changes are in this room and the living room. So I think we're just gonna kind of focus on those spaces today. But first things first, by far the biggest update in the whole apartment is this piano that I'm really happy about. This was actually my gift to my partner for his 30th birthday. I do not play the piano or any musical instruments for that matter, but my partner is a really talented piano player and he almost never gets the chance to play. So I was really happy to give him this. And I learned so much about pianos as I was shopping for this. I found this really sweet couple that lives outside of Copenhagen, and they basically buy vintage pianos and refurbish them. So this is a Yamaha piano from 1982, I believe, and it's mahogany, real mahogany. I learned that a lot of contemporary pianos have like a printed wood grain on them, which was interesting. But yeah, I'm super happy with it, mainly because it made my partner really happy, so it was a successful gift. It's also a little bit symbolic because when he was a young kid, his family lived abroad for 5 years, and they bought this really beautiful grand piano. And then when they moved back home, they built a house and designed the house around this piano. And since right now we both live in Denmark, which is not a country that either of us are from, it sort of represents like building a home wherever we are and knowing that we can take this whenever we move. So yeah, that's that. And I think it looks really nice in the space. I wasn't necessarily shopping for like a mahogany piano, but I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. I think the wood tone looks pretty cool with the desk and the floor and everything. It's kind of interesting. It was so funny when they delivered it. First of all, they told me that it would arrive between 8 a.m. and I think 4 p.m. So I told my partner he needs to be out of the house for most of the day, and I could tell him when he would come home. And at 8:01, I get a text that the piano's on its way. And I thought it would be like kind of a big process to bring a piano up a few flights of stairs, but they made it look so easy. And by 8:30, they had made the drive and brought it up, and it was sitting here already. I don't know. To me, a piano is like such a huge thing. I thought it was going to be more of a scene. And it's really impressive because this thing is obviously so heavy. Once they left, I was looking at it and I thought it might be nicer like a centimeter closer to the window. And I tried to like scoot it over and I wasn't successful. So this is here, it lives here. Also, I want to tell you guys about this painting. This was painted by one of our closest friends. He's taking art classes right now. He was showing us his work and we were so amazed by all of them. He has like so many portraits of live models like this. And he was so sweet. He told us that we should pick one and take it home with us, which to me felt like such an honor. I wish he like had an Instagram and I could tell you his name, but he would never want me to do that. I still need to decide how to frame it. So if you guys have ideas of what would look nice, let me know in the comments. My instinct is to have one of those, I think they call it like a shadow box frame, where obviously they would stretch the canvas and then have like a bit of a gap between the art and the frame. Do you know what I'm talking about? Maybe I'll put some reference pictures here. But yeah, I love it. I love it with this little lamp that we had, and this corner just feels way nicer. In general, I just think artwork and things in your home that were created by people you know are so special. Speaking of which, I want to show you guys this vase. This beautiful vase, look how cool that is. This was made by my partner's mom. She's a really talented ceramic artist and she works a lot with porcelain. And it looks so nice with flowers in it because it's sort of a square, so it holds flowers like really beautifully. But I also just love it so much as like a sculptural piece. Right now it's living on the shelf over my desk with our other vases. And I just think they look so nice lined up. Just brings me so much joy to look at it. Okay, I'm thinking about what else I want to show you guys. Oh, I forgot to mention, obviously we need a piano bench. Right now we're just using this stool that we keep by the table here. And I'm kind of not totally sure about the direction I want to go in for the piano bench. I need to give it more thought, but if any of you have like a obvious burning inspiration that you think would look nice with this mahogany, let me know. Let's go to the other corner. This my mom just brought me when she came to visit a few weeks ago. This is a cross-stitch piece that was actually made either by my great-grandma or my great-great-grandma. There's a bit of debate in my family about which of them actually did this, but this hung in my grandma's home when she was a kid in Los Angeles in the 1950s. And this is like the actual tape that was used to frame it. And you can see the line where the color changes on the felt from being exposed to the light. And I just think it's super cool to have a little piece of history like this. And that's why I want to frame it with the tape actually showing. This isn't the final frame. I'm gonna have it professionally framed. I'm just sort of using it to think through which colors and size frame could be nice. I really wish I knew which of them made it and when. That side of my family immigrated from Kyiv to the United States in the 1930s. Whether it was my great-grandma or my great-great-grandma, her mother, I think it's pretty nice to know that I come from a long line of crafty Ashkenazi women. So that's fun. Okay. Now I think we should go to the living room where I have some new things and ideas and projects to share with you guys. And I actually have a few new pieces that I just picked up like yesterday that I'm waiting to bring in on camera. But first, I just really quick want to show you something in my kitchen that I'm also really excited about. All right, this is another super cool local Copenhagen brand called Sætter. Sætter? I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. I live in Copenhagen, but I am yet to learn Danish, so don't laugh at me. But they make these super cool cup shelves in tons of different dimensions, and they have a few finishes that you can choose from. And I just love it so much. It makes me so happy to see some of our favorite little dishes when I walk in the kitchen each morning. I still have ideas of taking down the cabinets here. I just haven't gotten around to it. And this is like a really nice little taste of how that could look. So, okay, let's move on to the living room. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna sit on the coffee table so that I can talk about everything that's happening here. First of all, this huge piece of art. It's actually from a little collab that I did with Paper Collective, which is a brand based here in Copenhagen as well. If you guys aren't familiar with them, they basically curate and sell really high quality prints of works by small artists. This piece is by a Finnish photographer named Michael Cyrilla, and I just think the composition of it is so nice, especially for a really large scale piece. I think when it comes to prints of art, my favorite medium is definitely photography, just because it's so much closer to how the original piece was meant to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not losing too much texture or anything. But yeah, they were nice enough to gift me this and let us keep it after our little collaboration. If you guys follow me on Instagram or follow them on Instagram, maybe you saw it. It was a lot of fun. We basically used our place as a space for them to stage some of their pieces. And they're a super cool, super nice team over there. But the thing about this piece is it's so big and so like monochromatic. This sort of beige, almost like manila color, I think has a pretty big implication for the rest of the choices in this room. And I knew that would be okay because this side of the living room, even like the fabric on this chair, was so far from done. I knew that I could kind of work around it. But as it is, it's really not sitting right with me. It's just way too neutral and washed out. Basically between the teak coffee table, these leather straps, the cork side table, and now this, it's very, very brown and like muddy. It's kind of mushy. And it used to be even worse because there was a different fabric on this chair. I don't know if you can tell. I still haven't finished sewing this, so I can show you. But basically it was like this color before. I don't know how well you can see, but it was way more similar to that color, which is way more similar to the painting there. So I got a different fabric. This is like a ticking fabric. And I think it looks really nice. The gray stripes have a pretty like bluish undertone that I think in a really subtle way kind of complements the arms of this chair and also the piece behind it. It was actually pretty funny. On the day of the shoot with Paper Collective, I was really not happy with how this piece looked in front of the chair with the old fabric. So we just put like a colorful plaid blanket that I own over it to make it a little bit better because it just felt way too beige before. This fabric actually makes a huge difference. But that's really just a start. I'm not happy with the cork table here now. I love this table so much. I know that I'll always have a home for it somewhere in our house. But right now I know that this just isn't the best place for it in front of this photograph. So I actually picked up a different table yesterday that I'm excited to show you guys. So give me 1 second. Okay, here it is. Isn't this so cool? It's just like a single piece of glass. And I love the idea of bringing some glass into this little material vignette. Hang on, let me sit over here. Yeah, I think this definitely looks nice here. I also love that it's pretty short, just like the chair. In general, the whole living room is very low, which I love. It feels super cozy and casual. I know that I still want to get a tall floor lamp to go here. And the fact that this is just solid glass and it doesn't have legs like so many side tables do, I think it will really suit many different kinds of lamps. So it's kind of keeping my options open in that sense. So yeah, stay tuned to see which floor lamp we find our way to. And I already know where we're gonna put the cork table. But first I want to tell you about this little craft or project that I'm playing around with. This is, for lack of a better word, an experiment, a rough draft, if you will. Basically, I built this to hide Maple's crate. This is where Maple sleeps and is just sort of like a safe, cozy space we can put her when we can't keep an eye on her to keep her out of trouble. I guess that crate training dogs is a pretty American thing. At least I feel that way, having Maple in Denmark. But basically it acts as like a safe little den for a dog, which can really calm them down. She really loves it in here. Maple, boy, hi. Wait, first say hi to the camera. I think last time you guys saw Maple, she didn't have her cute little haircut. Now she can see with 100% visibility. But she really loves it in her crate. Maple, in your crate? Yes, good girl. Okay. So yeah, we love the crate for Maple, but I think it's so ugly. Ever since we got it, I just hate looking in this corner. So I finally decided to try to build something that can hide the crate. So I just went to the hardware store and bought a bunch of random stuff just to sort of play with the dimensions and get a feel for how something will feel in this corner. And again, this is very much just like a working draft. I don't know if I'll want it to be wood. Maybe I'll paint it, maybe I'll change the fabric. I don't really know. I definitely like the feeling of having like a long table here with a lamp on it. This is also like my half-baked lamp idea. I feel like you guys are starting to understand that many things in my space are like half-finished projects that are waiting to be completed. But yeah, I love having like a low piece over in this corner. And ever since we moved in, I've known that I want us to get some sort of seat here opposite the sofa. And I finally got one yesterday through DBA, which is sort of like a Danish Craigslist for secondhand stuff. I picked up that glass side table and also the chair that I'm about to show you. So let me go get that. Okay, here it is, and Maple already loves it. Gosh, I didn't think about the fact that I'm filming this pretty late in the day, and I feel like the glare is so rough. You can barely see this. Hang on. Okay, I feel like this is better. Maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, this is probably one of my favorite chairs ever. We had the same design in our apartment before we moved to Copenhagen, so I had already lived with it and know that I'm a huge fan of this chair. What I really love about this one is the color of the leather. I feel like it's hard to tell in this lighting right now, but it's not actually black. It's a really, really sort of chocolatey brown color with an almost kind of purplish undertone, if you know what I mean. I'm really sensitive to color and undertones in neutrals. I just know that about myself. And this is very much like a purplish, chocolatey brown, which I really love with the wood tone of its frame, and also the coffee table, which is much more orange. And then with our beige Roman blinds, which lean super green, I think there's a lot of very interesting, subtle color dynamics going on in this room, which I'm really happy with. But wait, I haven't finished the whole little corner because I think our cork side table is going to look really good right here. So let's see. Yay. Oh wait, my mic. I feel like this feels really good, but it kind of needs something on it. Let me bring the flowers over here. Okay, yay. This is feeling really good, I think. Hang on, I wanna like look at it with you guys. Oh, it's super nice, I think. Having such a dark piece in the corner here, I feel like on camera it's reading so much darker than it is. I think tomorrow when the light is nicer, I'll take some shots to better show off the color and contrast and everything that's happening here. So hopefully I'll have some nice clips to put together at the end of this video. But really quick, I want to try hanging this oil painting that my partner and I found a few weeks ago on this wall. I thought we were gonna use it in the bedroom, but I feel like it might look really nice here. So let me go grab it. This is the painting. We got it at this really cute little thrift store in our neighborhood. The man told us that it's a local Danish artist, and I think it's just so beautiful. And it was a really good price for the quality of the painting and the frame and everything. I really hope it looks good on this wall. There's already a nail there, so this should be easy. It's pretty big and it wasn't totally working for me in our bedroom. I really hope it feels right proportionally on this wall because I haven't really been able to figure out where the best spot for it is. Let's see. What do we say? Do you guys like it? I feel like I like it there. I think that looks nice. I already had a nail there because I was playing with some other pieces a little bit ago. And I'm not totally sure it's the right height or location for that size piece, although it's pretty close. And all of the other pieces I was thinking about hanging there were portrait orientation, like vertical, not landscape. But actually I really like a landscape piece there. It feels like it's really working in harmony with the kind of long table below it, you know? I think I like that there. The colors work really well in this room, I would say. And it looks quite nice with the fabric below it too. I think we'll live with this for a bit and see how it feels because it seems good. I really can't explain how different the entire room feels having something with such a strong presence in this corner. The chair and the art, honestly. It's super nice. Okay, it's been a couple days since I was filming last. Hi Maple, hi. The space has been feeling so nice. It's so much cozier with this chair here, it's crazy. And I think that now you can see the color of the leather better, at least I hope you can. It definitely reads really dark, but it is more of a chocolate brown than like a purely black leather, which I think works really nice in here. And I really love it with the wood tone of the frame. I don't remember if I said that last time I filmed. Also, I think I forgot to mention that part of the reason I love this chair here in this position is because it's in front of this huge mirror, which is what you see when you enter the living room. So you get a really nice view of the back of this chair, which has some really nice detailing and some thoughtfully designed connections. So it just feels like the perfect place for this guy. I'm so happy with it. And Maple is so happy with it. She's like constantly sitting here. The one sort of thought or reconsideration I'm having after living with this chair here for a little bit is the other leather chair that we have, the Sætter leather chair that I got when we first moved into this apartment. Where it sits right now near the front door, when you first walk into our apartment, the two pieces that you can see are that chair and this chair. And they're both these like dark brown leather chairs. If you guys have seen every video in this little series, you know that I moved that chair out of this room when we got the sofa because they felt too similar. I wouldn't say that this Siesta chair and the Hay sofa feel too similar to one another. I actually really love them together, but the Sætter chair feels like it's sort of somewhere in between the two. And when you can see all three of them, it's just too many pieces that have like the same language. So I think, sadly, unfortunately, I'm going to sell that Sætter chair. I wish I didn't have to because I love it so much. I wish we had like a huge home with plenty of rooms and I could just find another spot for it, but it's just too many pieces with the same vibe. So if you live in Copenhagen or Denmark for that matter, and you think that chair is as cool as I do, you should DM me on Instagram or email me because I'd be happy to sell it to one of you. Yeah, I think I'll sell it for the same price I bought it for. So I can't remember exactly how much that was, but it was a decent deal, I think. I think that's basically all I have for you guys today. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to be back with another video. I just had a few of my projects all really pick up speed at the same time, so I've just been crazy busy. And also whenever I post a subscriber advice video, I tend to get like a wave of people interested in consultations. So I've also been doing tons of those and it's just been really busy, good busy, but really busy. But yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon. Bye.